Hi everyone, welcome to STEAM for the week. This week we are going to be talking about leaves and kind of doing a small leaf investigation. This is one of my favorite times of year. I love seeing all the leaves starting to change. We are really in kind of that peak week this week of all those colors. So we're going to just do a short, kind of abbreviated. If we were in the classroom, we would do it a little bit different, but I've tried to incorporate some of my favorite activities that we can do that you can still do at home. So we're going to talk just a little bit about leaves. We've got a quick couple of videos and a read aloud that I'm going to share with you, and then I'll show you your choices of activities that you have for this week. Um, and then we will go from there. Okay, so let's do it this way so we can see. Um, what we're going to think about is like, what do we notice about leaves? And why do we think that the colors are changing? So if I look around, I notice that there are some leaves that are still green. There's some leaves that maybe are green with a little bit of color, and maybe there are some that have completely changed colors. And then I did notice that there were some trees that aren't changing at all, but they're different kind of trees. They don't necessarily have leaves on them. Um, so I'm going to take a look. Here we go. I noticed like the different shapes that I see here. I can see the veins on the leaves. And then I see this one over here is changing color. It's starting to change from the outside and going in. There's all different kinds of leaves here. And I can see that all different shapes. They all have veins, kind of like veins in our body. I wonder what those veins do. The veins in our body kind of supply us with our blood. So I think maybe the veins in the leaves might do the same thing. Okay, so let's take a look at this video quickly. It explains why these leaves are changing. Oh.
Hi guys, what's it like outside this time of year where you live? In our part of the world, the days are getting shorter and the weather's getting cooler. And some of the leaves on the trees are starting to change colors. This might be happening where you live too, or it might be happening pretty soon. That's because we're heading into one of the most colorful times of the year, autumn. Nothing says autumn or fall like lots of brightly colored leaves to rake and jump into, or just to pick up and admire. Now, some trees like pine trees, spruces, and firs stay green all autumn and winter. But for many of the trees that have leaves instead of pointy needles, this time of year means their leaves will turn different shades of red, orange, and yellow, and eventually drop to the ground. Have you ever wondered why this happens? To find out, let's take a close look at a green leaf. Leaves on most plants and trees are green because of a colorful chemical inside them called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is bright green, but it does more than just look pretty. It has a special job because it's able to capture the energy that's in sunlight. Leaves use this light energy to make sugars, which the tree can then use for its own energy. So chlorophyll is what plants use to make their own food from sunlight. But chlorophyll isn't the only thing in tree leaves that gives them color. Leaves have lots of other colorful chemicals called pigments inside them that are red, yellow, orange, and even purple. If you've eaten carrots, cabbage, or cherries, then you've not only seen these pigments, you've had them for lunch. All of these colorful pigments have special jobs, but only chlorophyll helps the plant make the sugar that it needs to live. And since chlorophyll's job is so important, there's way more of it in green leaves than any of the other pigments. In fact, there's so much chlorophyll that its green color covers up all of the other colors. So through spring and summer, we don't see the red, yellow, and orange pigments in the leaves. We just see the green chlorophyll. But as the summer starts to turn into fall and the days get shorter, less and less sunlight hits the tree's leaves, so the tree starts to make less and less chlorophyll. Then the leaves become less green, and we're able to see more of the other colors that were there all along. And when that starts to happen, you might want to take the time to enjoy these pretty leaves while you can. It's not long after they turn color, they begin to fall. They fall because without their chlorophyll to help them make energy, the leaves don't really have a job to do. So as winter approaches, the energy that the leaves have made flows into the tree and gets time to shine. Thanks for joining me on SciShow Kids. What's your favorite colored leaf? If you found an extra pretty one, get an adult to help you take a picture of it and send us an email at kids@thescishow.com. We'll see you next time.
Okay, so I really like that video because it gives you a lot of information and it tells us kind of the basic of that chlorophyll is what makes our leaves green, and the less chlorophyll it has, the less green the leaves are. So as sunlight is reduced in this fall, the leaf gets less chlorophyll, less sunlight is made, so then it starts to change. It doesn't change color, but the colors that are already there, you can see more. Okay, so we are going to take a look now at a book that normally I would read to you, but I found a read-along so you can really look at the pictures because it's really important to see these pictures. And it's a book called The Leaf Man. We're going to get a chance to create our very own leaf man in a couple different ways.
Hey kids, Mr. Adam here. Books can provide some of the best adventures you'll ever go on. I've noticed the leaves starting to change color outside, so I thought today would be a perfect time to read Leaf Man by Lois Ehlert. Leaf Man used to live near me, in a pile of leaves. But yesterday, the wind blew Leaf Man away. He left no travel plans. The last time I saw him, he was headed east, past the chickens. Toward the marsh, over the ducks and geese. A leaf man's got to go where the wind blows.
He blew over the fields of pumpkins and winter squash, and flew over the turkey, crushed potatoes, carrots, and cabbages and rose. Then he flew out of sight. Is he drifting west above the orchards? Or over the prairie meadows? And past the spotted cows? Well, a leaf man's gotta go where the wind blows. Maybe leaf man's gliding on a lake breeze. Or flying along the river, following butterflies going south. Well, leaf man's got to go where the wind blows.
He might even be traveling north, above leaves that look like him.
Or flying over mountains with a flock of birds. When Leaf Man looks down on Earth, is he lonesome for a home?
This I do know. Where a leaf man will land, only the wind knows. So listen for a rustle in the leaves.
Maybe you'll find a leaf man waiting to go home.
The end. Follow the link in the description.
Okay, so we are going to have the chance to make our very own leaf man. I've got a couple of different options for you. I'm going to come out of present mode here. A couple of different activities for you to do. So you're watching this video now, but I've made a separate set of slides that have just the activities on it that you'll need to click on. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I have all the slides here. There's a couple different things, but I'm going to show you what it looks like from your end so you know how to find your assignment. So in your Creative Arts classroom, you have your assignment that's right here. So I'm going to click on Week 8 Leaf Man. And I'm going to click on View Assignment. And here is my assignment right here. The directions are on the front page, but let's go back here. So it says, we'll be doing a leaf investigation, watch the video, complete your Leaf Man Google slide, pick another activity if you would like to. You don't have to. And there's also a Padlet that you can post on. So right here is your Leaf Man activity. I'm going to click on that. And here's what you can do. I've created some slides with a bunch of different leaves that are out and around. And you could create your very own leaf man by clicking on these leaves and moving them. Now, there's probably, you might want, maybe you see these acorns and you say, I want 2 acorns to use for my eyes. Well, I can copy and paste it. And we've worked on copying and pasting before. So if I click on my object and I either right click my mouse and I choose copy, and then I right click again and I choose paste, I will get I will get a copy of what I just made. I can also select an object and I can hold down my control and I choose C, and I hold control again and I choose V, and it will copy and paste. So that's only if you need extra ones. Now I could create my very own leaf man using these. Now I can click on an object and I can also change the size of it and I can rotate it. So let's say I want this to be a little bit bigger. I like to go to the corners and I drag it out and it would make it bigger. And then maybe I want it to rotate a little bit. So this dot right up here, not the box, but the circle at the top, it makes an X. I can rotate my leaf. There we go. I like it like that. Now I think I'm going to use this as an eye. Uh-oh. It disappeared. I'm going to have to work on that so I can bring it to the front. That is not what I want. So I'm going to have to work on this slide to make sure that you can see them so they come to the front. Now I should be able to see it. And I think that's a little bit small, or a little bit big. So I'm going to resize it so I can use that as my eye. And now I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it again because I want another one right there. There we go. And then I can continue to make my leaf man. So maybe I want to use, I don't know, maybe I'll use this pine cone as part of my body. That would be okay. I'm going to turn it a little bit. Oh, sometimes it's harder to get the object that you want. This part of my body. Now I could use, maybe I want this leaf right here as part of my arm. Now I wouldn't have to make a leaf man. I could make a leaf creature. We saw in the book that there were lots of different things that were made out of the leaves. There were animals, and there could just be any type of creature that you would like, anything like that. So I put a couple different slides on here. If you would like, you can make more than one. You don't have to. There are also some other things that we can do. You can go make your very own leaf creature outside. So you can go outside. If you are allowed to go outside right now, you can go outside, find your very own pile of leaves that you would like to make a creature out of, and you could make your own. Now you could make it on your front porch or your driveway. If it was okay, you can bring it into your house and make it. It's up to you. We also have another thing that we could do. This is one of my very favorite things. And this is that you could make a leaf rubbing. Now it does require finding some leaves that maybe aren't so crispy right now. You need ones that aren't quite as dried up. And you need ones that have good veins. So on the front side of the leaf, it's smooth. And if you flip it over, it's got good veins. And you're going to put that leaf under a piece of paper. So the leaf is underneath here. And you want kind of a thin piece of paper if you can find one. So don't get heavy construction paper. Then you're going to take a crayon. And this is one, you don't want to take one of your brand new crayons if you have those around. You want to find one that you could peel a little bit because you need to use the side of your crayon. And you can rub all along and the leaf will show up. Now you could make more than one leaf on your design. I like to take my paper and overlap it. And you can even see the colors mix a little bit, even though it's crayons. So that's another activity that you could do. So you could do a leaf rubbing. You could simply get leaves and you can trace your veins on the leaves. And you can kind of really see the cool veins and it makes a really neat design. And another fun thing that we can do is symmetry. Now, if we had a little bit longer, we would talk a little bit more about symmetry and how you can put a leaf on your paper and fold it so you get half of the leaf. So these are half of leaves right here. And then you would try and draw the other half of the leaf right next to it. Now I can't really do that on here. Nope. So I'm going to try and do it on there for you. I can't really do it on here with my mouse very well. So this is something you would do on a piece of paper. You could put a leaf down and you can try and draw the other half of it. There are other lots of leaf activities that you can try, but these are just some suggestions for you to try. If you would like to share, if you did any of the like leaf creatures outside or any of the rubbings, I did put a Padlet up here. So you can click on this Padlet. And right down here in the corner is that plus sign. Remember, you click that plus sign right there, and you would just write your name. And then I could take a picture right here and say allow, and then you could take a picture with whatever device you have, or you can have someone help you take a picture and upload it. It gets a little complicated sometimes, but if you would like to share, you can. You do not have to, but it's kind of a nice way if you want to see what some of our friends are doing. What am I looking for? Here's what I'm looking for. So those are your activities. You have a leaf man activity that you can do with the shapes. You also have, you could go outside and create one. You've got a leaf rubbing that you can do. You could just trace the leaves. You could do your leaf symmetry. You really pick any of these activities that you would like. All right, I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. I hope you get a chance to get outside, look at some of those leaves, and I will see you next week.